friends and students. So we have come to a new topic, that is power system, power generation, and power transmission system. So we will first study about power system. What are power systems? So I will just show you one slide for that. Right here you can see what is power system. Right, this definition you should know, all of you should know. What is power system? It is a complete system. Basically, it's a complete system where power is generated, transmitted, and distributed. What power? Electrical power. Please remember, we are talking about electrical power. Okay. Generation, the where it is produced, then it is transmitted, and again in your homes it is distributed. That is nothing. We call it as we call it as a power system, complete power system. Right. Okay. So next topic you can see here, there's a type of power system. That means what type of electricity we have, how many type of electricities or connections or powers do we have. So it is single phase, two phase, three phase. Okay. Three phase also, that is in some cases you have 4 wires. In one case you have 3 wires, but in India it is 4 wires. Okay. That is, one is neutral wire, which is in the center. You can see in the diagram, it is in the center. Neutral is common, and from there it is connected. What is connected? The line 1, the line 2, and the line 3. Okay. So in India, it is 220 30 volts on one single phase. Okay. 230 or 220, sorry, 2 to 30 volts on one single phase. So these are the different phases. So you remember when you see in outside your homes, if you're getting 4 wires coming to your home, we call it as a 3 phase. Okay. So types of power we have seen. Now we will go to the next slide. Power generation, very important. Please remember what is power generation, where the power is produced. So types of power generation: thermal power generation, hydro power system, nuclear power generation, wind energy power generation, solar energy with the help of a tide. Tide, you understand what is tidal waves. That is, which comes in the sea and all. Big tides will be there. Through that also, with that also you can generate electricity. Electricity from chemical, electricity from biomass. Nowadays we don't use biomass, but chemical energy, solar energy, wind energy, and thermal power system. These are the important points. Okay. So I will just one by one, I will explain you about those things. You just see this slide. This is thermal power system. What happens in the thermal power system? Actually, what is thermal? Thermal means heat. Okay. With the heat, the water is boiled and the steam is produced. Right. So what are the main ingredient in this? The coal and the water. Because coal is burned and water is heated. So when you heat a water, what do you get? We get a steam. Okay, we get steam. That steam, with the help of pressure and force, right, it will be thrown, or rather it will be driving the turbines. You can see in this, it will drive the turbine here. Okay, and just a turbine is connected to the generator and the electricity is produced, and through transmission, the transformer, that is step-up transformer, it is sent through to different places. So this is thermal power station. What you have to remember: heat by burning coal, we can generate, or we can heat water, and the steam producer drives the turbine and the electricity is produced. Okay, right. Next, we'll go to hydroelectric system. Now, in this hydro, what happens? It is made this type of this thing where the slopes are there. That means dams, rivers, you have where the big amount of water is collected, and that water through a proper piping and channel, it is brought down and the turbine is run. That means the force of the water. We are not using heat or this thing here. the water force will drive the turbine to run and it will generate electricity. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, hydroelectricity. Okay, right. Next is nuclear. Okay, so nuclear power, what is it? Nuclear is power is very important nowadays, right? There are nuclear reactors. Reactors are made and the heat is generated by nuclear reaction. That means inside the nuclear reactor, the water is heated. Again, same, please remember, here also the water is heated. We have to heat the water to produce the steam. But we use another technique that is, we call it as a fusion technique, right? What is fusion? Nuclear fusion. When the radioactive material like uranium and all is mixed, or when it is heated or it is put in some heavy water with some chemical reactions, the water gets heated up and it will produce the steam. Ultimately, that steam is used to drive the turbine and the current is or electricity is produced. Okay, so you have to remember this nuclear power plant. Next is wind energy. We call this as a green energy also. So wind energy, how it happens? The airflow is very important. Okay, the airflow, which is in your homes, we use fans and all. So fans, what it does, when you switch on, the electricity goes to the fan and the blades blades will be rotating and it will throwing this thing. Here exactly reverse. The force of the wind will drive those fan blades, and the mechanical energy, it will, when it rotates, the mechanical energy is connected to a part which is inside, we call it as a generator. Okay, which is a generator, and the electricity or the generator will produce electricity, then it will give to the transformer and it will increase the voltage and current or rather power. Okay, that is wind energy. That means the force of the wind is used here. Okay, next slide we will see, that is very important, that is solar energy. What is solar energy? The sunlight which is falling on a PV channel, PV, what you call it, photovoltaic panels, we call it as. That is, it's an arrangement of small cells inside. That is, when the sunlight falls on that, that will produce some current and voltage. Since the cells are interconnected, the lot of energy can be generated or lot of electricity can be generated and it can be transferred. This is also called as green energy because you don't have to pay for the sunlight till now. Okay, till now we are not paying for the sunlight. So future is very good in industry of solar energy. So please remember, in detail you can study about solar panels. Solar panel is a 3-layer junction will be there, P-type and N-type material like what we have in our transistors. When the light falls, that the photo cells will be there. When the light will fall on that, it will make a reaction. That means the P and N junction will start working and it will produce electricity. So these all details you will find it, but very important topic and subject, that is solar power generation. Okay, so this is about solar power generation. Next is final, electricity from chemical. Now what is electricity from chemical? All cells and batteries which can store energy with the help of a chemical reaction, or rather it will give you energy output with the help of chemical reaction which takes place or which is arranged inside a concealed area can, or this thing we call it as a cell. No, we call it as a AA, AAA cells. It's a concealed part. Inside the reaction takes place and it will produce electricity. Okay, right. So there are two type of cells. One is rechargeable and one is non-rechargeable. Non-rechargeable, usually we call it as a dry cell, or we also call it as a primary cells. Okay, primary cells or dry cells, right? Mostly these cells are alkaline batteries. Alkaline or some other chemicals are used for this alkaline. That means one time we can use and we can throw it out. Okay. Second one is rechargeable cells. That is, we call it as a secondary cells also, rechargeable cell. These are nowadays we maximum use rechargeable cell. These are all lithium ion, lithium polymer, and another, because new technologies are coming. So we are using lithium ion and lithium polymer. Nowadays you find EVs, electric vehicles, right? In our homes, our mobile phones, our so many gadgets are there, which works on battery. All these things work on secondary cells. That is, we call it as a rechargeable batteries. So this is also very important topic. Probably we will discuss about this topic in the coming classes. But what is electricity from chemicals? You understand. I hope you understood with this slides. Finally, what is power transmission? How you transmit power from the generation to your homes. That is nothing but through wires it will be coming, high tension wires, right? Then you have a low tension wires, transmission lines we call it as. Then you have distribution lines and substation made where it is converted from high tension to low tension. So I will just show you this slide here. You can just make it out how the power plant, there is a big power plant is there. Then it is transmitted through the transformers, it is boosted, and rather step up means boosted. That means it increases the power, and it is given to the high voltage transmission lines, the big wires which will be hanging, high voltage transmission line from a long distance it will be coming. That is from the thermal power plant or nuclear power plant or hydropower plants. It will be coming to the next level. For before that next level, it is again put down. That is, it is reduced. Then it is sent to your homes. That is, we call it as a substations. Okay, we call it as a substations. Okay, substation, from substation, then it will come to your homes. So what we get, 220 to 240 volts. That is through transmission line. Okay, so we have studied these three topics. Only this important, you should remember few of the points what I have told you. What is the difference? What is chemical energy? What is solar energy? What is nuclear energy? How water is heated and the coal is burnt, and this thing, electricity is produced. I hope you understood this.